Testing, testing, testing. Testing. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. 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 What's happening here? But I've got a everything's plugged up like normal, but I've got a sound issue. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to start this over. Testing, testing, testing. Maybe it's maybe it's playing in a different set of headphones. Let me know if you can hear me, Andy. Testing, testing, testing. All right. Maybe it's just those headphones are dead. Working fine. All right. Cool deal. All right. Well, I don't really want to wear those. What's up, everybody? So this is Rev. I don't have a live following, so you're probably seeing this later. If you want to share it with somebody, Andy, since it's just you and me having this little chat, feel free to share it with somebody, and would love to have a conversation. Love to interact with comments and all that kind of jazz. You're right; it's been a while, and I wanted to stop in here and uh, speak to you guys about some things that I've been kind of looking over and shooting. It's taken a little bit of extra time with ammo shortages and time shortages and all that other jazz, but wanted to show you some things before the article's release, um, and kind of work through some of those things. Some of them I've talked to you about already. One is here, this Marlin from just a old 44 Marlin, but it's got this. There's an article already up on Ammo Land about this, kind of the first impressions of this four end for the Marlin series from Ranger Point Precision, and a trigger that I put in, and it's doing just outstanding. I've talked to you guys a little bit already about this 308 build that is kind of an all-purpose rifle that's had the barrel shortened on it. Look for that. This is just a Ruger American that's shortened down with a Magpul stock, and I've been really pleasantly surprised. I thought I would probably lose a little bit of accuracy from the handiness of making the barrel shorter, but in fact, I seem to have gained a little bit up to the distances that I'm concerned about, which is up to 300 yards for this particular rifle. So I'm really really pleasantly surprised by kind of how beneficial the work has been. But we'll talk from the gunsmith out west, and we'll talk more about that in an upcoming article. This is one that Kimber sent out that I will be uh, completing my time with in the near future. This is their K6 um, in 357 Magnum K6S, and it has been an outstanding little performer. I don't have anything negative to say about it, and I thought that I might, but I kind of looked and looked and looked, and I really have been happy. We'll talk more about that and some of the things that I really like about it, but it's not a lot bigger than a J frame, and you've got your 6 rounds. Of course, it's got some heft to it, but That's a positive thing if you're going to carry uh, hot loads of 357. And so I like the sights on it a lot. It's got uh, replaceable sights, but it comes from the factory. With this particular package comes from the factory with night sights, so not a whole lot of need to change them. But those of you that carry a J frame like I do so often, there's not a lot of options with those. And so one of the reasons why I talk to people about how much I like the 340 from Smith and Wesson, one of the reasons there is the sight picture. And people often talk about these as get off me guns, and they're like, well, it doesn't really matter. The sights don't matter. Da, 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 da. But there's a greater effective range to some of those little um, pocket revolvers than people give them credit for. And certainly that's not the best option if you're going to be shooting at distance. But if you take time and do some practice, they'll do their part for much greater distances than just actual get off me distance. And if you're in a situation where you need your backup gun, you know, you're already in kind of a bad spot. You don't really know what you might need it for. So anyway, I like to have nicer sights when you can have it, and it's just good to have options. Um, uh, let's see here if this guy will come out. So this 308 gun is really the thing that's being reviewed on this is this upper from Aero Precision, and it's just been an outstanding performer. I did not know what the reliability would be like pairing it with a DPMS lower or pairing it with a non-Aero Precision lower, and it's been 100% so far. Um, yeah. What did you say there? I've never heard of anyone asking for a particular gun but without sights. Um, so this one is this Aero Precision has been flawless so far. Of course, with through eight ammo being what it is right now, I've shot it quite a bit, but I'm not shooting 1,000 rounds of 308 right now. I'm sorry, I'm just not. Um, but I'll in the article um, I'll print target pictures and the different types of ammo that we've used. Um, let's see here. Also, this wall is from Tactical Walls, and I've got a lot more of their accoutrements kind of on the wall as we progress, and it's just great stuff. If you're in a situation where you're trying to hang stuff, and they're even doing one now for like garages if you want to hang your tools and that kind of thing. So I can't say how much I can't praise them enough, really. Um, oh, this is interesting these days, isn't it? This little guy from Springfield. That's a unique item in this day and age right now. From all the ATF craziness, but this is in 300 Blackout, their little Saint pistol. It doesn't have sights on it right now, of course. When I was at the range, it did, but it's been a good little performer. I haven't. Um, 300 Blackout is not something that I have in the stable, and so it's just been whatever ammo I could get, and that's been pricey. So I've only shot it. I'll have to go back and look at the notes, but something between 100, something around 100 rounds, not very much, maybe 150. I'll go back to my notes. I don't want to overstate it. These are some cool guns that I'm excited to talk to you about. The most recent one to um, come in has been from Smith & Wesson. This is one of their 1911s, and we'll be talking more about that. But I have not done very much with Smith & Wesson 1911s. I do like 1911s, but most of the 1911s that I've reviewed in the past have been from other manufacturers. So this one I'm kind of keen to put through its paces, but I haven't had it out to the range yet. It just came in. This 9mm 1911 from Springfield has performed really, really admirably. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. I thought it would be all right. I really like the bluing on this. I haven't seen very many guns from the factory in recent days that have this kind of nice finish on it. So they call this their Ronin Operator, and this is the 9mm. I probably would have picked up the 45, but it was not available currently, and I'm kind of glad because, traditionally I've had more issues with 9mm 1911s than I have 45 1911s. There are a handful of manufacturers that I've had good success with, but I've also had a fair number that have come through that have been like more trouble than they were worth. And this hasn't been one of those. Again, I haven't shot tons and tons of rounds through it. I've probably put 200, 250 rounds through it so far. But it's been a really pleasant shooting gun. And I just haven't had any issues with it. And I've been really kind of pleasantly surprised by how much I liked that gun. I know I'm just saying I like it, whatever. I'm not really giving you a lot of details. You have to check those articles. I think all of them will publish on AmmoLand. I don't know that I'll send any to any other pages right now. It's where the majority of my work's going. But I'll also put videos. I've shot a lot of footage over the past few months of these different guns going to different ranges with me. This guy is a Haas, a 44 Smith & Wesson in their classic series. This is what do they call this? The 29. I lose track of their numbers. Let's see what the box says here. Yeah, the M29. And it is almost, I really like classic Smiths. And it is almost just as good as one that you would have picked up in the late 70s, early 80s, mid 80s, whatever. The reason why I say almost, and I don't know what they would have been like brand new because I didn't have them brand new, but all the old Smiths that are like this that I've shot from all the different models, they just have this really beautiful bluing to them. And this one I would say has a really nice bluing, but I wouldn't put it at the exact same level as some of those older models. And maybe it's just the age that it's showing. The other thing that I'm not, you guys know that I'm not a huge fan of, it's not a big deal, it's not the end of the world. I don't really like that they took this classic gun and put this lock in it. It's just not my jam, man. But other than that, I mean, this is a big old 44, and it's been a lot of fun to shoot. And there's just not very much bad that I can say about it. There's really not anything bad I can say about it. Anything that you would say that, well, it's not my favorite, is really, really nitpicking. This is just an awesome gun. And the trigger on it is outstanding from the factory. I like the sights. It's got a target sight set up. It just reminds me of being a kid and shooting with my dad in the very best kind of way. Of course, I wasn't 44. Talk about spending some change. This has been a little bit painful every time I've taken it to the range, but it's also been cathartic, so it's worth it. So let's see here. There's some other projects. Some of them are in the safe, and I'm not going to drag them out. But those are things that I've been really, really kind of focused on recently. there's a build that I'm gonna write. I'm gonna bring an article out about too, and that interestingly enough is even more important right now as all this ATF stuff is going on with braces, and I imagine you guys can all guess what I think of that. So no real need to involve myself in too much of that. Anyway, just thought I would share with you guys what I'm working on. There's a 9mm 1911, a 45 1911, a 44 from Smith and Wesson. This fore end from on this old Marlin. This build from this 308 kind of all-purpose rifle build. This Kimber K6S. Um, this Air Precision upper. Also, I think some of you have seen, I was on with um, James Yeager at Tactical Response, um, and I had a I had another 308 there, a Rock Island 308 that is in the safe that I've kind of done some things to, and I want to show you guys that. I've been happy with the way it's turned out. Some of what I showed you earlier, though, with some of the stocks that I had put on it to take his recommendations, a couple of those didn't end up working out as well as I'd hoped. So I ended up running a stock from from I said Rock Island, maybe. It's not Rock Island, Rock River, excuse me. From Rock River, their proprietary, their own stock, and that's been outstanding. But I'll go through some of that stuff in an article. Had a couple different body armor manufacturers or plate carriers come in. That's kind of new territory for me. I don't think that I have enough experience to really speak about that, other than, hey, this fits good, this has been durable. Of course, I don't have the money to be shooting plates to give you guys kind of a lot of feedback. If somebody wants to, send me plates, I'll be glad to shoot them. But I don't. I'm not in the current season, buying a bunch of plates just to shoot them. Again, the stuff from Tactical Walls has been outstanding. I'll probably write a piece about that. Man, there's some stuff that I'm forgetting. I'm trying to remember. I'll give you guys a little update and kind of hold my feet to the fire. If there's something that you're interested in that I haven't, and you don't see an article published, man, come into the comment section and say, hey, where was that? I really appreciate that. There's so many things going on in life that you kind of forget. Oh yeah, there's a Taurus Revolver that has been, really cool. A 357 revolver, and it's super cheap. So a Taurus Revolver and 357, and it's just, like, I'm shocked at how cool that little thing is. It just shoots outstanding. But I don't think that's close enough to grab. What else? What else? I have not yet put this guy. A tree stand somewhere in Georgia. What's up, my friend? Listen, I am jealous of you for that. I've been out in the woods a little bit recently. I took my here's a cool one. I took my son, my 6-year-old son, out and out hunting for the first time. He didn't carry a gun with him this time around. He just wanted to go and kind of sit in the woods and get cold and learn. You just clearing hogs, man. Listen, you send me an invite anytime, and I'll show up in Georgia with gun in hand. I'll help you do some of that clearing just about any time. You don't have to ask me twice to get a hold of some bacon. So this this trigger from Midwest Industries, I have not yet decided which AR I'm going to drop it in, but I'm kind of keen on that little guy too. I'm excited about it. I haven't ever gotten anything. Yeah, that's just like a preacher man to invite himself to supper, right? But yeah, I'm not sure what AR I'm going to put it in yet. I've got a BCM that I've thought about putting it in. I've got a Daniel Defense that I've thought about putting it in. I've got this rock river that's behind me that's um, set up for a little bit longer range. Um, Thought about doing that. I've even toyed around with the idea of um, encouraging people in an article to put them in a build if you don't have access to something that you want to buy. And though I would normally recommend buying a factory built gun, sometimes in our current environment, the best way to get your AR is going to be to build it. Um, yeah, man, donating the meat, that's amazing. I love that, especially coming off of this Thanksgiving holiday season. As you know, of course, during this time, we're doing a lot of food distribution. So my last week, other than spending some time with family and doing regular church work and getting out in the woods, I started to tell you guys I took my 6-year-old son out for his first day, and he made it all day from like 4 a.m. to uh, dark, and driving home. And we took him to a Mexican restaurant, Papa and I, on the way home. So he was a trooper. He did a great job. I'm really proud of him. And anyway, but other than getting out in the woods a couple times last week, most of my week was the fun stuff of ministry. Taking groceries, Thanksgiving turkeys, and cans and all the good stuff to families. So not like in some kind of a uh, some kind of a weird way where somebody's dependent upon you, but like empowering grandmas and families to like have all the fixings to cook for a spread for their own family, so they'd come over. Like there's just a lot of that need this year, and some folks on fixed incomes in our community that um, they could use a hand up, and it was really fun to be able to. It's not a bunch of stuff that I personally bought, but just to be able to be one of those guys that, because of the faithfulness of people in the community, I got to be one of the people actually getting to look people in the eyes and bring them the things that they asked for. And oh man, it was outstanding. So donating meat is right up my street, my friend. That sounds outstanding. Let's do it. Um, Man, what else? What else? What else? I'm sitting with all kinds of fun stuff around. Um, yeah, so I started to say a couple different setups for body armor, plate carriers, that kind of thing. One is this SKD, like the larger pig, and it's got more accoutrements and stuff on it. One's the stripped down kind of naked pig that is just a plate carrier and has some, kind of a Velcro thing for 3 mags up front. And another is from AR 500. They're Testado, I think they call it. So, good stuff that I've enjoyed, and got different setups in each, and kind of playing around with that. Of course, some plates fit in some, then don't fit in others. So kind of learning some of that kind of thing. That there's a little bit of a proprietary stuff that, like, you say, oh, these are 11 by 4, these are the 10 by 12s, and these are 11 by 14s, and you think, well, that they're going to take those size plates, but the truth is they're made for certain patterns. And so kind of figuring some of that stuff out has been unique, but fun. Try to share some of that information so you don't chase any, so I can save you some time as well. Hang on just a second. What kind of chest rig do you have, man? Arsenal Artistry. I don't think I know your channel. I'll check it out right after this, but tell me about what you do, man. I'll be right back. I've just got to go to the safe quickly. So a couple more things. Another article that's coming up is the value of simple 22 handgun when getting people started. Um, so I don't know. I've seen more people at the range um, putting kind of heavier calibers. I don't make videos too camera shy. It's the name of my small business. Right on, right on. Um, yeah, I get that. Camera shyness makes a lot of sense. I had to read that twice. I was like, wait a second. Why did Old Navy start making plate carriers? I didn't catch what you'd said. What's the name of your plate carrier? Um, so anyway, the value of a 22 handgun, 22 rifle, that so many. I see so many people kind of coming out to, especially our indoor ranges in the city. Uh, right now, a lot of people are onboarding for the first time, and so a lot of their friends are bringing them out to shoot their new guns, um, and it's been really, man, I wish it was different. Um, there's so much of like, I don't know, Bubba talk with people that are kind of onboarding. It's none of your business, so you keep your head down and you don't, like, I'm not gonna tell somebody that they're giving their friend misinformation in the lane next to me as long as it's not unsafe. I keep to myself, but so much of their first shots are made in the late '80s. Right on. Um, yeah, so much of that is kind of like handing somebody something that it's fine if it's all you have, but handing somebody something that's not the best thing to shoot for the first time. I mean, you're going to teach them recoil sensitivity. Um, I think I've mentioned this a few times, but Skinny Medic has these different um, med kits. They're like right under $60. And as far as like a quick med kit that has everything that you need, um, that's pre-packaged, this is about as cheap and effective as I found. Um, Different colors of them. I'm getting extras to give to some of my family for Christmas presents, and so I've got a few of those around. Um, that's something I'll probably write about is the importance of medical. I took some classes recently, or not that recently now, but some of those articles are written, but they haven't published yet. Um, a couple of them are classes at Tactical Response. One of those was um, immediate action medical, and so we're going to talk about that in an article that's coming up. Yeah. Let's talk about what's in it. That's a good question. Sutures and all that. So this is more like a stripped down kind of setup, but all right. So in the front pocket, you got your scissors. You got your boo-boo bag stuff, your ibuprofen and aspirins and all that kind of jazz. More aspirin and diaphin. You got your burn creams and your bandages and your iodine prep pads. You get inside and you've got your sterile gauze. You've got a lot of it. You've got your squeeze together instant cold pack. You got your stretch gauze. You got your brace. You got your triangular bandages. You got your trauma dressing. These guys, seals, survival rescue blanket over on the side. Got gloves and tape on the other side, and I got this pupil gauge and light. You've got tweezers. I'm putting, of course, a tourniquet in every one of them that I'm giving to my friend and family. I think they come with like a soft tea in there if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's packed well. Certainly there are things that most people would want to add to it, but as far as one that comes pretty well equipped, it doesn't have any junk that you don't want in there. So I'm happy with it, and they're good little Cordura packs as well. So I just haven't. If somebody's got one that Skinny Medic is not like a supporter or whatever. I think he's probably a good dude, but it's not here, neither here nor there. I just haven't found one on a site that's. I think Tactical Medic has some really good stuff too. So if you know of a better ready to go setup that's in a similar price point, please let me know. I'm definitely in search of making sure my friends and family have the things that they need. But yeah, what I started to say is I also took some classes from Prepared Patriot, or I took a class from Prepared Patriot, and I sent my dad to take another class from Prepared Patriot, and I am looking forward to taking some others because they're local to me, and they're also fellow alumni at Tactical Response. So I want to show them some love, as they have certainly shown me some love, and grateful to the opportunity to build more like-minded community here in our region. So some of that article will be about their classes. Some of that article will be about networking at both places and the value of networking in general. So that's coming along soon. This thing's already at 30 minutes, and I can't believe that two of you guys have hung out with me for this long. Still using the Fanny Kit of Tick 13 Ruck. I don't know that one, but again, I'll Google it. It's good to see for you guys stopping in. Grateful to you. I'm just about to hop off, but again, just to run through real quickly as I jump off. The articles are coming for this 9mm from Springfield. And that, my friends, is what you get when you left your tripod at work and decided to just set something up anyway. So what I started to say is this 45 from Smith & Wesson and all the other stuff that I talked with you guys about. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great evening. I'm going to go say howdy to the kiddos and get ready to tuck them in for story time here in just a little bit. I did not intend for any of you guys to see me this close up. Anyway, y'all be well. God bless.